Welcome to week four's picks.
Welcome to Flippin' Bets. This week, we're flipping all 4 of our quarter competitors to pick winners in every game in the NFL slate. We're tracking stats for each competitor to see who comes out on top this season to enter the Flippin' Hall of Fame. All 4 coins are at least 500 right now, but Acadia has a commanding lead on the profit. Let's see if that changes in week 4.
Left wrist is sprained, so this is a great idea. The picks are in.
I don't know, dog. This might not be such a good week.
Nah, the quarters know what they're doing. Everything will happen the way it's supposed to.
So, Commanders versus Falcons, it's pretty wild that the coins seem to be favoring the team that just got stomped versus the team that stomped big time. Yeah, okay. The big question is whether Jaden Daniels actually ends up playing or whether we're going to see Marcus Mariota again. This could be a really interesting game if Penix decides to not be the worst quarterback in the league.
Giants versus Chargers. Jackson Dart is finally starting his first NFL game. Did Dela really think it was a smart idea to throw him in the fire against the Chargers? What? They play the Saints next week. Couldn't have waited 1 week, throw Winston in there?
We no longer claim Brian Daboll.
Babs and Dela really believe in Jackson Dart, so we'll see what happens, but I have a feeling we all know how that game's going to go.
Good TV, though. Bills versus Saints. This is the 3rd week in a row that Acadia has picked a huge underdog against the Bills. Either they're addicted to losing money or they just hate me.
You say addicted to losing money, but they are also winning so far. So they know what they're doing. They just got to, throw those long punts out there, see what happens.
Stupid.
Not so sure about this at all. I haven't been sure about any of the weeks they've done this, but especially this one.
Dumb.
The Colts are actually playing someone who can give them a run for their money. We'll see how they do against the Rams. We'll get to see if the Colts are an actual contender, or maybe they had 3 easy opponents in the first 3 weeks. So we'll see what happens. I'm kind of rooting for Indiana Jones. It's going to be a great game.
I really think the coins have completely lost their minds on this one. The Cowboys have what might be the worst defense in the league, and this is Micah Parsons' homecoming game after that whole fiasco. So, this feels like it's going to be a total beatdown.
Learned also, Parsons has his suite still in Dallas. I think it's going to be fun to see a suite full of Green Bay fans. This week, the quarters saw Jake Browning absolutely stink it up on the field. And they decided that they wanted to pick him to win against Sean Payton's defense. It's come alive in the last week. Not sure what the quarters are on or what they're smoking, but we know who the best picker is here. And Acadia, don't look at this one. But Acadia got it down pat.
All right, we'll see y'all Tuesday. Well, it's Monday, thanks to him.
I gotta travel for work, so we gotta shoot on Monday. He's gonna be solo for the results. And because of that, we obviously don't have the results for tonight's game. Games. Oh yeah, there's 2.
Hooray.
We'll cover the rest though.
Well, as my quarters predicted, both Atlanta and Carolina did a complete 180 after that fluky game last week.
Well, it's just because Penix learned, throw the ball to the open receivers when they're open. Apparently, he didn't know how to do that last week.
What happened to Carolina, though?
I don't want to talk about Carolina.
Okay.
The Chargers, well, they chargered this week and lost to the Giants. To be fair, Jackson Dart and Scattaboo looked very good. Unfortunately, Neighbors is now out for season.
Well, we've got Joe Alt out, too, for hopefully not an extended time. We'll see. It's always scary when they get carted off. But, man, if they lose Slater and Alt, if I'm the Coins, I'm not picking them ever again.
This week, we had 2 games that were picked unanimously. However, all of our quarters lost 3 games. They picked Tampa, of course. Philly won. They picked the Raiders. Chicago kind of steamrolled. 3 of them picked Dallas. 1 of them picked Green Bay, but it ended in a tie, so they all lost.
First tie of the season.
Ugh.
Woo!
It was an insane game.
Like I said before, Acadia must be addicted to losing money. I mean, just look at this madness. It all starts here with the hate.
They're failing me.
They got what they deserved.
They're failing me. They've been doing so well. What are they doing? This week, we also learned that the Colts, they're a team. They had 2 missed touchdowns. Unfortunate for A.D. Mitchell. But they looked good in the game. The Rams, in their last 12 games, have only lost 3 games, and they're all to the Eagles. So,
Yikes.
the fact that it was that close, pretty good. Good for the Colts.
Da, 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 da.
Da, da, da. All right, well, I'm out of here. Good luck with the results.
Yeah. All right. Welcome to the results, y'all. Bit of a different format this time because it's just me and it's dark outside and I'm lazy. Anyways, after those absolute disasters that I guess we can call football games that happened on Monday night, here's our full week results. So this is the first week where we have major money losses. Dela and Babs managed to squeak by with a profit, even though Babs went 500 and Dela went sub 500. But Burp and Acadia, oh my God. Acadia batted 250 this week. They only picked 1 out of 4 games correctly. I would just like to say that I called this earlier in the week when they picked the freaking Saints against my Bills. What are they doing? But yeah, if you look at their picks on the big board on the left of the screen, are we really surprised that this happened? I won't lie, Burp isn't too awfully much better at 438. They almost lost as much money too, which is kind of wild. Switching over to the season-long results here, you can see that after this atrocious week, Acadia has completely lost their lead after such a dominating lead over the last 2 weeks, and Babs taking over as the highest earner. Not only that, but both of my quarters are sub 500 now this season. Yikes. What a terrible week. And Burp especially really seems to be itching to make its way into the Hall of Shame. I don't know. It's a long season. We'll see if they can turn it around, but yikes. And the last thing I'll point out is somehow our Babs, being basic, has the most wins on the season now. This really is a tragic day. Remember, this is not gambling advice. Although after this week, I don't know why you would take it as such. Drop us a like, really helps out. Also, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the picks for week 5 coming out on Thursday morning. Peace out, y'all.